Hello, just a quick demo of where Honeycombs is currently and what the next steps look like they're going to be. And just a little context on current visual plan as well. So by default, this is our space, and to be a part of it, there's a set of wallet addresses that are hard-coded in the smart contract that's running this. So right now it's just us connecting the wallet as provides the authentication layer, and then we have the ability to make a block. So when we publish a block, we're given the ability to pay for the transaction. Normally on Ethereum this would be a little expensive right now, just because the gas fee is essentially high. There's a lot of stuff going on. But at this moment we're on a test network, since what we're really concerned with is the signing of the NFT that contains the link to IPFS. So we're really just passing around a tiny piece of data here. We don't need much to go on. It's more that we need a proof of an event that's linked to other past events that we can pass around. So that's why this is effectively free. This wallet I'm using is filled with money that I did. It's not real. The Ring-K test network lets you get like 19 Ethereum just by tweeting your social sign-in, because this is a test network and it's essentially for stuff like this where you don't need it to live on the mainnet, but you do want the functionality of like what all of this gives you before you might be like fully ready to switch over. So that's why we're on the test network. We confirm and things are happening. So this is going to take a little bit of UI feedback to make it look sort of expected or normal. But what's happening right now is a few things. First, this is made into a JSON block that's then uploaded to IPFS. That IPFS is saved as a URI field in an NFT, and we're waiting for about 2 confirmations on the network for that that sort of message to go through. While we wait, we can take a look at the GraphQL API on top of our chain. So this is, for context, this is the graph. It's a very open intermediary layer that provides any graph any set of blocks on chain a very friendly API for discovery and using it. It's extremely stable in the sense that once it's built, anybody else can use it, and we can sort of run it here, see what it's happening. So right now we have data, we have blocks. This is me. We have an ID. This is like the sequentially incrementing ID of the token. So this is more or less the NFT token. Owner and author right now are the same, but there's some like subjective questions to how those get changed over time. And the URI is the essentially what we're pointing to. So IPFS hash. If it went through here, it means that it's going to appear here. So now, even if I log out, right, I reconnect, now this is being pulled in because the default search is just what are the blocks searched posted by this specific address that's connected to this wallet, and just reverse chronological. We do support now a couple other modes. I think type text being the most generic and sort of basic, but I'm not sure if that's actually going to show up right now. There may be more things that we need to do. At any rate, we now have a translation layer between this query field and this sort of graph query at the end of the day. So anything that we can think of that goes into here that can be translated into this should work fine. And at the end of the day, somebody that wants to open that further can just like modify that query further. So this is the current state of affairs. There's also these check marks, which aren't doing anything yet, but that's where we get to sort of next step. So we have a bunch of blocks. I can publish a bunch of blocks to me. I can access the rest of my squad's blocks, presumably, by doing some sort of wildcard search here. But what happens when that checkbox is checked? This is sort of what the visual presentation of it's going to look like soon. Is it gets included into this post, and at this point you can reorder them, you can deselect them, which would take them back out, and you could edit them. And each time there's an edit, we have a history that's sort of grown out, so you can kind of see how each block evolves and moves around over time. And finally, that is going to have a publish event associated with it. It's still pretty hazy, but what we kind of imagine there is effectively a multi-sig event, a multi-sig publish event, where it takes some proportion, maybe everybody, maybe some 3/5 or 4/6, whatever that sort of ratio will be, and maybe it's dynamic, maybe it depends on many other factors. But it just means that we are ready to sort of publish this set of things as a squad together with the internals of how we got to that thing also pretty exposed at a low level. So that's kind of the next step. There's a bunch of little paper cuts and such to take care of, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty excited about where we are already, and very excited to keep chugging away here. Feels like we're making steady progress. So that's Honeycombs.